Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. This is a great book, if I can put it like that, and a much needed book, a genre that's not necessarily dealt with on a large level, sometimes individual level, and it's The Gift of Disillusionment by Peter Greer and Chris Hurst. So let's get started. Thanks for being here. Do check out our other videos and subscribe. Please hit the bell notification and share with your friends and family. Comment if you'd like, short comment. So let's get started. So this is Enduring Hope for Leaders After Idealism Ends. And it goes back to that old thing I remember when I was young. It was a Lutheran pastor. He said, when I was in my 20s, I wanted to take over the world. When I was in my 30s, I wanted to take, my country for Jesus. When I was in my 40s, I wanted to take my state for Jesus. When I was in my 50s, I wanted to take my county for Jesus. 60s, my city for Jesus. When I was in my 70s, I wanted to take my church for Jesus. My 80s, I just wanted to take myself for Jesus. And so that happens. If you'd asked me when I was in my 20s what I'd be doing now, close to 60 years old, probably wouldn't be what I'm doing. In a sense, I'd still be preaching the gospel. But The Gift of Disillusionment, Peter Greer, Chris Hurst with Brianna Lopp and Jill Heisey. And this is put out by Bethany House, a very popular publishing house up in Minnesota. A lot of great Christian fiction and some other books as well. So, hope for leaders facing burnout and discouragement. Around the world, discouragement erodes the vitality of organizations. Visionaries often succumb to cynicism. It's been said for every hero, there's an untold number of people that were heroes that got shot or got killed. And just as heroic, just as courageous, maybe more so sometimes, but the bullet just went another way. And that's the way it is. Zealous advocates give up. Leaders coast as their passion for the cause grows cold. And so this is grounded in research. What it is, reading through it is very much grounded in research. But it's also like a mini commentary on the book of Jeremiah as you go through it. So let's just take a look on the inside, tell you how many pages it is, tell you, read what's in the table of contents. And one thing I benefited a lot from is at the beginning of every chapter, there's a tremendous quote. I was reading one by Hudson Taylor a little while ago in this book that says, at the tree line is where the storms are the fiercest, but it's where the strongest trees are. A lot there. So here's just a table of contents. It's invitation to hope, false hope, faint hope, forgotten hope, upward, an unexpected guide, enduring hope, suffering, surrender, commitment, outward, justice, sacrifice, forgiveness, onward, discernment, obedience, perseverance, and community. Then a conclusion of finding hope. I haven't read that, by the way. I have not completed this book. Acknowledgments about the author, recommended resources for further study, and notes. So I'm just going to start reading here on page 52 about avoiding cynicism, because I know this is a real battle for people. Joanne had every reason to grow and stay cynical with the church. She witnessed racial injustice, experienced gender discrimination, saw the church turn a blind eye to suffering. She saw apathy in action at the face of massive global needs. Yet in spending time with Joanne at Houghton College for a commencement weekend in 2019, Peter saw no hint of cynicism. Instead, there was true joy, hope, and delight as she engaged with college students and called them to a life of active service. Instead of bitterness or resentment, she exuded enduring hope and deep love for everyone that she met. Now, of course, some of these causes and that type thing, the gospel takes precedence over that. But I think the overarching message that trying to get out is when you've been hurt, you've been burnt, well-intentioned dragons, as the old leadership thing is, especially in church work. Jesus, if we're going to be like the master, he's wounded in the house of his friends, Judas, on and so forth. But you don't get cynical in all that you keep the message, the mission preeminent, and you learn to love through it. You're stronger in the broken places. Scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. You learn from your failures, from your disappointments. When you fail forward. When you fall, you pick up something while you're there. And so the gift of disillusionment, it's a needed book. And again, I may have certain disagreements of certain things in here, but the overarching message is absolutely out of this world. And it's 223 pages. So who is Peter Greer? He's the president and CEO of Hope International. Chris Horst, Hope International's chief advancement officer. Hope is a global Christ-centered economic development organization serving throughout Africa, Latin America, Eastern Europe. Together, Peter and Chris wrote Mission Drift, a Christianity Day book of the year, and what does that say? Rooting for Rivals. So, good little footnote section in the back, and there's about the resources for further study. And so, despair, sickness, or sin, hopelessness, and healing in the Christian life by Abingdon Press. David Brooks, The Second Mountain, The Quest for a Moral Life. And then Walter Brueggemann, Hopeful Imagination, Prophets, Voices in Exile, Fortress Press. Angela Duckworth, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. Rick Hansen, Resilient, How to Grow an Unshakable Core of Calm, Strength, and Happiness. And Kyle Idleman, Don't Give Up, Faith that Gives You Confidence to Keep Believing, the Courage to Keep Going. That's Baker Bookhouse. Has Walter Kaiser, Ancient Paths, a commentary on Jeremiah. On and on. Some more. Derek Kidner, The Message of Jeremiah. That's IVP book. And several others as well. So, yeah. There's a lot of people that give up right before they're able to succeed. So, the gift of disillusionment. God bless you. I guess we've all suffered it. Bye-bye.